Imagination.
If that's not the intro, I'm never doing this podcast again.
Oh, get ready, everybody. Here we go. Welcome to the fun. It's the Big Mouse Show. Step right up. Let me tell you what's the scoop. Jamie, Carter, Sam. Welcome to our crew. Magic in the air. Gonna raise the sound. Mensa active games where the smiles abound. Disney dreams alive. Oh, we're on a quest. With our family vibes, we're truly blessed. From the rankings to the laughs, it's the ultimate ride. In the Big Mouse House, let's enjoy the vibe. In the Big Mouse House.
Welcome back to the Big Mouse House. Today, we're celebrating episode 25.
25.
By talking about EPCOT.
25.
But not all of EPCOT because that'd be too much to put in one episode.
That's right.
She's a big one.
She's a big one, and it's man, it's hot. It's hot at EPCOT. We love EPCOT. We're super excited to talk. Man, we're super excited to have 25 episodes.
It's amazing, guys. Thank y'all so much. I'm having a blast.
But no, we're excited to talk about EPCOT. I love EPCOT. Carter, what you feel about EPCOT?
Epcot's in my top 4 for sure. Parks.
Awesome. That's
It edges out Blizzard Beach. So
Is that shade that you're throwing?
no, it's top 4.
He's just being funny.
I didn't say it's 4. I said it's top 4.
We've got some really great segments today. Man, we're going to be kind of all over the place. I feel like EPCOT deserves that, considering when you go to EPCOT,
You are all over the place.
You're all over the place. Mm-hmm. So we've got a lot of short, small, fun games. We're going to have some history, some updates. I think a little new update on one of our favorite rides that will be, unfortunately, not news when it comes
releases.
out.
That's right.
But it's news for us today. And man, it's just the fun and games that you rely on when you come to the Big Mouse House.
That's right. Really excited and can't help but pause and reflect on the fact this is episode 25. It's just been a blast. We're growing the community. We're growing on social media. People are finding out about it. Can't thank our listeners enough.
Yeah. I didn't have a kid when we started this.
It's crazy.
And here I am.
I had 2.
With a kid.
I still have 2. So we're doing well.
At least we're not going down.
Yeah. Well, and I think when people come to the Big Mouse House, they expect great introductions. And
You're welcome.
I know that we have absolutely
Just
not
raised the
gone out of
bar.
park.
I think we just changed the way we do things here at the Big Mouse House.
If only we could do a whole segment that way.
We really are living the dream.
Man, it's just like you're living the dream. I'm living with the land, baby.
I wish I was living with the land right now.
Oh my gosh.
That's a little precursor for one of my trivia questions today.
The question is, do you want to go to living with the land right now? The answer is yes. Of course I do.
Absolutely.
What do you live with?
Yeah, the land.
Land, sea, or sky?
Gosh, I don't want to live with the sky.
That's another ride that used to be in Disney World in
What?
Epcot, actually.
Living with the sky.
Yeah, whether you lived in the sea.
That's true. That's true. All right, so man, again, we're gonna be kind of all over the place, but we're excited. We love EPCOT. And man, just to start off, let's just talk about formation of EPCOT, right? The experimental prototype community of tomorrow. That was Walt Disney's big dream. Whenever Walt Disney, he wanted an Eastern United States park, EPCOT was the big part. You might even say it was the heart of what he wanted to create in Florida. Unfortunately, Walt Disney did not live to see EPCOT created, but I still think that every time we go, you see a lot of what Walt Disney would have loved to have seen and been a part of.
Yeah, one of my favorite aspects, I'm sure we'll get into this later, but I love how out of all the parks, when they incorporated Walt the Dreamer, the statue, and just official tribute to him that they put it in Epcot, right there behind Spaceship Earth. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite parts in the whole park.
Yeah, and I think with Magic Kingdom, right? Magic Kingdom, it's not a carbon copy of Disneyland, and again, Magic Kingdom is my favorite, but it is Disneylandish. Epcot is just totally different. At least the original dream of what Epcot was supposed to be was definitely going to be different. It still is. When you go to Epcot today, it's still so much different than every other park, really even throughout the world. I guess probably Disney Seas in Tokyo is probably the one that's also the most different than the rest. But when you go to Epcot, obviously there's a ton of lands, and we're only going to talk about 3. We're not going to talk about the World Showcase today. We're going to save World Showcase for, I think, episode 30.
That's right. That's right.
So we're going to talk about the 3 other lands in Epcot today. But when we start talking about Epcot, we got to talk about the history of Epcot. So, Jane, what you got? I know you got a little bit on the history of Epcot and Disney's dream.
I do. We kind of incorporated this in past park-specific episodes where we reveal some kind of trivia questions, give you guys a chance to jump in and make it a little fun. Jump in just with some quick hit information and trivia and things that maybe you know, maybe some things that you don't know. So let's have some fun with it.
Well, all right.
So basically, here's how it's going to work. I'm going to read you a question. You ring in when you know the answer. Let's keep our listeners in mind. So make sure we get all the question out before you ring that bell, but be ready to go. If you answer it, you'll get the point. If you get it wrong, the other person will have a chance to steal. Okay?
Here we go.
Ready?
EPCOT trivia, baby.
Go. How many, Carter,
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
how many Future World pavilions were open on EPCOT's opening day? Sam.
3.
That's incorrect. There were actually 6 pavilions. Opening day had 6 Future World pavilions: Spaceship Earth, Universe of Energy, World of Motion, The Land, Journey in Imagination, and Communicore East and West. The Living Seas didn't open until 1986, and Wonders of Life opened in 1989. So if you answered 8 or any other number, you might be thinking about the complete Future World, not from opening day.
Right. And Future World's not even something that actually technically exists anymore, right? Because that's not one of the current lands in EPCOT.
And Carter made fun of me, so I'm going to go back to this question. What date did EPCOT officially open to the public?
1982.
I said, what official date?
Oh shoot! It's something the first.
We just
January
celebrated it.
1st. October 1st.
October 1st, 1982. That is correct. Opened exactly.
I gave
guys.
you the year.
He did. Technically, Sam gets a
No,
point.
Siri gave it to me.
Well, I said 1982.
EPCOT opened exactly 11 years after Magic Kingdom. Walt Disney World's second gate took over a decade to build because it was so ambitious. October 1st became a significant date for Disney, and Magic Kingdom opened October 1st, 1971. And again, EPCOT followed exactly 11 years later.
Did you know that they built EPCOT on top of a sinkhole?
I think a wise person did tell me that one time in
sure
a
did.
past episode.
If you go back to one of our previous episodes with Carter's sinkhole story.
DM us where the sinkhole is for 17 stickers.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Do not be throwing out our stickers previously.
Yeah, we're
like
not doing
that.
17.
Well, they're just sitting over here. I've been looking at them. The world wants them. We're just not giving them.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I alluded to this earlier. What was the original name of the Land Pavilion boat ride? Carter.
Living with the Sky.
That is incorrect. Sam, would you like a chance to steal?
Living with the water.
It was actually called Listen to the Land.
Listen to the land.
It was called Listen to the Land
Why
when
not
it
change it
opened
from land?
in
They'll still-
1982, and it had a completely different narration style. In 1993, they changed the name to Living with the Land.
Thank goodness.
And updated the narration. The ride itself became basically the same, but the original name was much more poetic. Listen to the Land versus the more direct Living with the Land.
Yeah, I don't want to listen to the land. The land doesn't speak.
Like,
I
don't
want to
tell
live
me-
with it, though.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
This is a
absolutely.
fun one here, guys. What was the original ticket price for EPCOT on opening day in 1982? Sam.
Ooh, I'm going to say $7.25.
Wow. While you're not exactly correct, I'm going to give you that because it was $8.
Whoa.
I would
Pretty
have
good.
accepted anything between 7 and 9.
Cut to at the beginning of the segment when he said you could steal if the other person got it wrong.
He didn't get it wrong, man. That's good.
Yeah, $7.25 is pretty good.
Listen
I
to
was going to
this.
say $8.
An adult ticket to Epcot in 1982 cost $8.
Oh,
For context, that's about $25 in today's money. Now we're paying $109 plus for a single day. In 1982, you could buy a 3-day world passport, which was Magic Kingdom and Epcot, for just $35. Can you imagine?
I think a lot of people talk about what would you do if you could go back in time, right? For me, I'm going back in time and buying just buku Disney World tickets.
Yeah.
Because you can still, right now, go to Walt Disney World and they will still take those tickets.
That's right.
I mean, really, sell those for $80 and you're still making money. So you're making money and you also get in for basically nothing.
That's
so,
great, man. That's a great idea. All right, here we go again. What pavilion promised to show us the future of living and featured scenes of future homes and technologies? Sam.
Universe of Energy?
That's incorrect.
Horizons.
That is correct,
Oh,
Carter.
Horizons.
Horizons is the most mourned extinct Epcot attraction. It opened in 1983, closed in 99, and was demolished to make room for the dreaded Mission Space. Horizons showed us visions of future living, which we've covered in the past episodes, underwater cities, space colonies, and desert farms.
Dessert Farms.
The ride even let you choose your ending. Epcot fans are still upset about losing this one over 20 years later.
What a downgrade.
To Mission Space? I love Mission Space, though. Horizons does sound better. A lot of the old Epcot, we're about to get to some of those old Epcot rides, but they sound really cool. But also, I can see why they updated them.
This seems to be a common question that comes up in all of our episodes, but how tall is Spaceship Earth? Carter.
195 feet.
Sammy's incorrect.
192?
180. Spaceship Earth is 180 feet tall and weighs 16 million pounds.
What?
The geodesic sphere.
Wait, how much?
16 million pounds.
My goodness.
The geodesic sphere has a diameter of 165 feet. For comparison, Cinderella Castle is 189 feet tall, so Spaceship Earth is almost as tall as the castle. The structure is made of 11,324 aluminum and plastic alloy triangles. It's an engineering marvel that's become the icon of Epcot.
Wow.
If I gave you an over-under of how many of those triangles were on there, I wouldn't have even gotten close to
We've
that.
gotten close. If you ever not, you need to go Google pictures of the geodesic sphere being built.
I bet.
And it is so cool. Like they have the ramp that they're going to end up having Spaceship Earth on basically kind of built. And it's incredible. It is incredible.
Love it.
Did you know that you could fit the Spaceship Earth in the aquarium tank at the seas?
That's not true.
I think that is true. I think
What?
we heard that. Yeah.
The aquarium's that big?
It's massive, dude.
It means they could have built another geodesic sphere. That's what
right.
it sounds like. And they just wasted a bunch of water.
In Living with the Land, what crop is grown in the shape of Mickey Mouse? Carter,
I'm going
please.
to guess watermelon.
You're close. Pumpkin. In the
Oh.
greenhouse section of Living with the Land,
That's my second favorite
Disney
melon.
grows pumpkins in special Mickey-shaped molds. Remember they hang the little molds and they grow up in there? As the pumpkins grow, they form into the iconic three-circle Mickey shape.
I love Living with the Land. Love it.
What year did Epcot officially drop the acronym and become just Epcot? Sam.
Well, opened in 82.
Correct.
I can't imagine them calling it anything else any longer. So I'm going to say like 83.
It's actually 1994.
Oh, my goodness.
I was not
Disney
even kidding going to guess
officially
that.
changed the name from Epcot Center to just Epcot.
Epcot Center.
The acronym originally stood, as we've mentioned, Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow, which was Walt Disney's original vision for a utopian city. When they dropped Center from the name, they also started using lowercase Epcot in marketing materials. Hardcore fans still call it Epcot in all caps, though.
The EPCOT in like different script, right? That you're talking about that logo where it's
Right.
different colors and
Right.
stuff. Yeah. That's an iconic logo, though, for Epcot for sure.
Let's end it on this one, guys. What was the last original Epcot opening day attraction to close? Harder.
Maelstrom.
It's a good guess, but that's incorrect. You're going to kick yourself for this. It is Ellen's Energy Adventure, closed in 2017, which was the updated version of Universe of Energy, closed in August of 2017 to make way for everybody knows Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. This was the last remaining opening day Future World attraction to close. It featured Ellen DeGeneres and Bill Nye in a ride about energy sources. Carter, I know you remember this. The dinosaur section was iconic, and people were genuinely sad to see it go. That 45-minute ride was also the perfect place to nap in the air conditioning.
45-minute ride.
Well,
I looked up
It
today.
was a ride and a show in one.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
So
It was great.
But I mean, I can understand why they upgraded. That's an upgrade.
in my mind, that closed way before Maelstrom.
But Maelstrom may not have been an opening
That's
day.
true.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
that was the
true.
original. Man, that's good. That's a great, Jamie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just some fun trivia, and maybe you learned some things about Epcot you didn't know before.
Awesome.
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Hey, I want to go through the three worlds real quick. Currently, there's World Celebration, World Discovery, and World Nature. World Celebration, that is the part of the park when you enter the original entrance to Epcot, which has Spaceship Earth, the geodesic sphere. What other attraction does World Celebration currently have, Carter?
Walt the Dreamer. Do you count that as
Wouldn't call that as an attraction. I mean, it's a beautiful statue, but not an attraction.
the Moana thing?
Great guess, but no, it's technically not in World Celebration. This is crazy. World Celebration actually extends all the way to a couple pyramids. That's a little hint for you. A couple pyramids.
Figment.
There you go.
Imagination.
One little Spock. Yes, Journey to Imagination with Figment and Disney and Pixar's Short Film Festival. Those are both part of World Celebration. Pretty crazy. That's an extended land.
I didn't know it went that far.
Yeah, it's an extended land, right? You can meet Mickey and Minnie, really all the Fab Five. You can meet Figment. Sorry, Jan, what were you going to say?
No, I'm just going to say that's one of the more consistent places where you can meet the Fab Five. It seems like it's always been that little hub area there in Epcot.
Yeah, it's really nicely set up. They've got different rooms for each one, and Magic Kingdom's like the worst place to meet Mickey because
Right.
it's all the way in the front of the park, and you're kind of in the middle, so it's not the worst
Right.
place. And every now and then, I don't understand why sometimes it is a lightning lane, sometimes it's not. So we've had a lightning lane for that, then we haven't. Then the next time we came, it was back on lightning lane. So I think it kind of depends on what's open, honestly, in Epcot for it to become a lightning lane.
Yep. It's also they rotate some of the Power Five in the Imagination Pavilion as well. It's a Disney Visa spot.
Okay, yeah.
You don't know if it's going to be Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, or Donald,
Interesting.
but they rotate them. But if you have a Disney Visa card, you can get access to that and skip a lot of it.
Yeah, and you can meet Figment obviously right outside the journey into Imagination. Let's stick there for a second, right? Figment and the new, quote unquote new, it's been there for a long time now.
Right.
This version of the Figment ride is very divisive among fans. Carter, do you know anything about the old ride at all, or do you just know kind of the new one?
When did this new one take place? Because I only remember one version of it.
So that's what I'm saying. So you really only remember the new.
I guess
new
so.
one. Yeah. So you know anything about the Dream Finder?
No.
So the Dream Finder was like the original, quote unquote, I guess, host.
Narrator,
Yeah, narrator. A much more kind fellow. He wasn't a scientist, not like Dr. Nigel played.
You've seen him, Carter. He's got almost looks like Willy Wonka.
Yeah, he's got the big like bushy beard and
Top
everything. Other thing I think the really divisive part is Figment itself, like the just really cool purple dragon. Figment was not sarcastic and kind of troublesome.
Yeah, smart alecky.
Yeah, he was more like curious and fun and wanted to learn. And I think they kind of changed it when they updated the ride, and it's been very divisive on who Figment is, right? So that would be like if Donald Duck just became a very kind, sweet duck, which he can be, but was not funny anymore. Kind of what happened there, and it kind of definitely threw people off. Figment caused a lot of trouble. I really enjoy Journey to Imagination with Figment. My daughter Hadley loves it. Emily loves it.
Your wife
Henry
loves it, yes.
Yeah, we love Figment. I think Emily has at least one of the
Loungefly.
Figment Loungeflies. What's your thoughts on it, Jamie?
I've always appreciated it. It's not one of my favorites, but it does have a nod to kind of the original vibes. And so I think people that are your age and maybe a little older really kind of gravitate toward it. And so for that, I appreciate it. It's one of those, he's very, like you mentioned earlier, it's very polarizing. People either love it or they hate it. I think people Carter's age and maybe younger don't get it. And so therefore it's probably not as popular. But as a whole, the people that have, that disposable income, the older people, they love Figment. So therefore it's going to be supported. Almost like a poor man's Stitch.
Oh gosh, I would way rather a Figment movie than Stitch movie.
Well, I'm
though.
just saying though, Stitch is
No, I
another
know
one
what
that's
you mean.
is very polarizing. Like you're either all about Stitch or you're not. There's not a lot of in between on that.
No, I hear you. What do we just real quick? What do we think about Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival?
Look, I know it gets a lot of flack, but the times I've stayed and watched it, I've enjoyed it. I mean, I think there's a lot of artistic freedoms that are given in those films. That's not going to change the world. Do I watch them on Disney Plus? No, I don't. But I appreciate it. I don't know how Carter feels about it, but
Turn on the motivational music. There is a stigma. I'm just kidding. No, I've never seen it, so I can't speak on it.
It's usually about 6 minutes short. It's usually about 18 minutes. It's a great place to burn a lightning lane.
yeah.
And then obviously the number one, the big dog is Spaceship Earth in World Celebration. Carter, what's your thoughts on Spaceship Earth?
It's one of my favorite things in all of Disney World.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of my first memories is going in there and seeing all this stuff. And I think the threat of it always being taken away kind of makes me like it more. Because every time I go, it's like this could be the last time before they change it or something. I can't really tell you what it is. It's just the ambiance almost. I guess nostalgia, yeah. Just the way you feel going in there, and you don't go to Disney to learn, obviously, but you're learning things, and it's just cool to see how far we've come as a human race. And I think Epcot as a whole is about where we go from that ride. Mm-hmm. It goes from the cavemen to the ancient times to the the space race, all the way to now, and then it kind of leaves you with so what are you going to do to add to this story? Mm-hmm. And I just always thought that was really cool.
Yeah. A little trivia about Spaceship Earth. There have been 4 narrators of Spaceship Earth. Did we know this? The first one, I'm going to go ahead and assume you don't know him. First one, his name is Vic Perrin.
Oh, Vic Perrin, yeah.
Uncle Vic.
Uncle Vic. So Uncle Vic, should not call this man that. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Vic. Uncle Vic, now I did it again. Victor Perrin. He hosted actually multiple rides of the original. So the original Universe of Energy and Spaceship Earth. He was the original narrator of that. He was the quote unquote control voice from a TV series called The Outer Limits, which was kind of like another version of The Twilight Zone.
Okay.
So he had a very, very big voice. Everybody knew. The second voice was the most famous newscaster in American history.
Walter Cronkite?
Walter Cronkite.
I didn't know that.
Yes, was the second host or narrator of Spaceship Earth.
I did not know that.
The third narrator. I was shocked when I read this.
Okay.
The voice of Scar from Lion King.
Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons was the third narrator of
Didn't know
Spaceship
that
Earth.
either.
I feel like that would give a whole different vibe to the ride than that girl that there is now.
It's a woman. It's Dame Judi Dench. She's
Yeah, she's the one who speaks on Spaceship Earth.
oh my goodness. She was M in the newer James Bond movies, but she's the current narrator. Here's our challenge. Who would you like to be the next narrator?
Oh, man. Man, there's so many to choose from. Pat McAfee. No, I'm just joking. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I think Morgan Freeman.
Man,
He's a
that's
nice,
good.
soothing
Morgan
voice.
Freeman would be good.
That's good.
yeah.
That's really good.
So you want a deeper voice? You're feeling like a deeper, just more consistent,
I
calm
almost
voice.
guessed Morgan Freeman because that just sounds like something he would do.
Yeah, man. I don't know if it gets any better than that. I mean, obviously, James Earl Jones is gone now.
That was going to be one of my. I made up a truth and a lie about it, and I figured y'all would just be like, well, "Of course he did it. He's got the perfect voice for it."
Julie Chen Moonves would be good, too.
Julie Chen. I was thinking just Chris Pratt wouldn't be bad,
Gotcha.
but
I
he's
can see
already
that.
had
Josh Gad.
Yeah, it would be really.
He
good.
does a lot of.
But he's kind
voice
of a
stuff.
funny guy. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
But he did the that Animal Kingdom show on Disney Plus where they're
Sure,
where they're
yeah.
with the animals.
That was good.
Man,
I think I agree that you need a deeper, like just more, not somber, but very, very serious guy.
Right.
I'm trying to think about who
Patrick
is
Warburton.
that guy. Nah, he's got his niche.
While he's
man.
recording Soren, he can do.
He's got his niche.
I think I'm sticking with Morgan, man.
You think Morgan Freeman? Would
I
be
can't think of
perfect?
any like sports announcer guys that I would like.
Joe Tessitore.
No.
Maybe like Idris Elba would be good, but he's not American, so I think you have
Right.
to have an American there. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what the requirements are there. I think Morgan's kind of getting almost past his age. Denzel wouldn't be bad.
Well, Jeremy's not American, is he?
That's true. Jeremy's
That girl's not American.
Well, two of them were American.
I mean, I think the perfect one would be like if you could somehow get Walt Disney to record it, but
Yeah.
that's
Ooh,
not
that would-
possible.
Ooh,
I don't know, man. They're getting pretty good.
Yeah, with
at it.
AI, who knows?
He's all over TikTok right now.
He is. But yeah, I think that would be a really good Spaceship Earth. So good. Okay, well, there's Spaceship Earth. That is World Celebration. The other two parks, so we got World Discovery. That is obviously Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind, Mission Space, and Test Track. If you have one land in all of Disney World with the most thrill rides, it's like there or Tomorrowland, right? That have the most thrill rides. So World Discovery, you've also got a couple of the sit-down restaurants. So World Celebration had no sit-down restaurants, just a couple of
We
quick
are
services.
excluding the World Showcase.
Yeah, right.
In
We're
this
not talking about
discussion.
it.
So
Right,
we're
right.
not talking about Le Cellier. We're not talking about
Yeah.
Saint
Chefs de
Angel.
France.
We're talking about straight up at the front of Epcot.
Yeah, so World Discovery has just Space 220. Has anybody here eaten in Space 220?
Been there twice.
Okay, tell us about it, Jamie.
Very overrated.
Yeah.
I remember when it was first announced, everybody, I mean, you couldn't even get a reservation. Everybody was excited. We scored one at the last second. Chrissy and I, we were traveling with some friends the first time and were able to get there. It's one of those, kind of like we talk about with some of the other high-end restaurants. I think once you experience it one time, that's enough. It's a cool experience, but once you're up there and you're like, oh man, this is it. The food was okay, not nearly worth the price tag that was associated with it, in my opinion. It wasn't bad food, but it was just like, hey, let's fancy this up just so we can charge triple the amount. The idea of what's going on in the space up there, I don't think is realistic. After about 5 minutes, you're like kind of over it. I hate to be a Debbie Downer on it, but I would not do it again. Anybody that asked me that, I don't even really suggest that they try it the first time because I just think it's really, really overrated.
Yeah, anywhere your big draw is an elevator, kind of wear them out. Tower of Terror, Space 220, just
So it's the only table service restaurant in World Discovery. But just real quick about the attractions, and we've talked a ton about Guardians. We love Guardians. I got some trivia about Guardians in a little bit. We have some Mission Space haters here. I'm the only one that's done Test Track 3.0, so I'm excited for y'all to get to do the new Test Track.
3.0.
Yeah, it's just nice to have it back, right? Have another thrill ride in Epcot is great. Man, I don't even know, and we're going to talk about this later, we're going to have a discussion about Epcot and its purity, but even thrill rides in Epcot sometimes, I don't know, they don't seem right.
Right.
So, anyway, the last of the three lands that we're going to talk about today is World Nature. World Nature. Carter, what are the two parts of World Nature?
the land pavilion, or just the land?
The land, yeah, land pavilion, and land in the seas, right?
The seas.
The seas.
Yes.
Ton of rides in here. Carter, you've got 5 attractions in the land and the seas combined in World Nature. You and your dad go back and forth. Go.
Soren,
Living with the Land.
The Seas with Nemo and Friends,
Turtle Talk with Crush.
Moana, Journey into Water.
Very good. Wow, y'all did it.
Yeah, of course we did. Thank you.
Yay. If we had a nice sound effect, that'd be the perfect spot for that. I think now's the time, Jamie. Let's break the news.
Let's do it.
A month late because we are doing the day this announcement came out.
There are people that will not know this that
Okay.
listen to this podcast. So
Well,
I'm
awesome.
confident in breaking this news.
Tell us, Jamie. Tell us the big news.
Everybody knows that there have been a couple variations of Soarin'. When it first came out, it was Soarin' over California, kind of debuted in Disneyland. And you have this viewpoint of these really high, really majestic scenes where you're flying over all the different aspects of California. Then they introduced Soarin' around the world, where they brought in a lot of the seven wonders of the world, the Great Wall of China, the pyramids in Egypt. There's just a lot of super scenic, a lot of interaction with it. Well, today, guys, they announced an effort to celebrate America's 250th birthday with Soarin' over America.
Whoa.
Happy birthday, America.
America. And I actually saw a little behind the scenes video. I definitely saw some swamp action. I couldn't tell if it was Florida or Louisiana, but we're in Louisiana, so that's why I throw that out. Patrick Warburton did the narration on the video and kind of announced it to the world that in 2026 that we will see Soarin' over America. Sam, I know you're really excited about this.
I'm so excited. I love Soarin'. We all love Soarin'. For there to be a special one for the sesquiquential, is that what it is?
Oh,
Sure.
Is that
nice
what it was?
word.
I think that's what it was.
I'm
That's
not
what-
fact checking.
Patrick said that on the video, so I can't remember exactly what it was. The 250th anniversary of America's birth is going to be incredible. I'm excited to see if they'll be able to get all 50 states in. I think they're going to maybe try or at least go to
Really?
regions.
Oh, I
I
didn't
would
see
think
that.
so. I mean, no, this is
You're just
totally,
speculating?
I'm speculating.
Let's just throw out a couple ideas. I think Niagara Falls would be one. I think Grand Canyon would be one.
I think the Arch in St. Louis.
St. Louis, okay.
The Strip in Vegas,
That's a good idea.
I think they're going
the
to have
Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah,
Good
that's,
one.
that's it. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think about, and I've never done Soarin' over California, but I would assume they do the Golden Gate Bridge.
It
on
is.
that.
It is in there.
What's something else?
Mount
they do in
Rushmore?
Texas? They got to do something
Yeah,
else.
Mount
too.
Rushmore. That's a good one.
Mount
Carter.
Rushmore. Yeah, they got it. Well, they're going to definitely do the National Mall in Washington, D.C., right? And
See
they'll
that.
probably even go through
Statue
the
of
monument
Liberty.
somehow. Statue of Liberty.
That's for sure. I think I did see something about that.
Got to.
Surely they go over the Big Mouse house.
Oh, I mean, for sure.
mean,
I mean, they're
how
going
can
to
they
end in
not?
Disney World. They're going to end in Disney World. And honestly, they'll probably fly over Disneyland as well. If we're thinking about it, because I would assume they're going to put it at Disneyland as well.
Yeah, be kind of cool maybe if they started in Disneyland and like land in Disney World or something.
That'd be really cool.
This is going to be part of a bigger, major celebration by Disney Parks to celebrate the Disney, what they're calling Disney America 250. So, Sam, that's going to be a
man.
good year for you. I know you're going to be all about that.
Annual pass year, people are saying.
Why not?
Muscle up, Buttercup.
Call us up, Disney. Sponsor us.
Oh man.
We're there.
So Carter, you have some options in the future for Soarin' to have new theme.
When we talked about this today about how they're doing this new America themed Soarin', it gave me the idea of some other Soarin' themes.
Okay.
We're gonna turn this into a blind ranking right
great.
here, right now. I'm gonna give you 5 different themes for a Soarin' type ride.
Okay.
Experience. Number 1, sports stadiums. I'm talking
I was-
Bernabeu, the new camp,
Those
the
are soccer stadiums, by the way.
Roman Coliseum, new Highmark Stadium, like
Wrigley.
all of them.
I would assume they're gonna have to do a sports stadium over on the Soarin' over America. So sports stadium doesn't interest me as much as possibly some other things. I'm gonna go 4. There actually, I think there could be some cooler things. That's such a niche thing for people to enjoy and want to go see that. So I'm gonna put that as 4.
That's going to fall along the lines of people that they have allegiance to. Obviously, a Cubs fan is going to feel a lot stronger about Wrigley Field than a White Sox fan. So,
Sure.
yeah, I'm with Sam. I'm going to put that at 4 as well.
Okay. Number 2, they take you back to the dinosaur period.
Dinosaurin'.
Trademark that right now.
Oh my goodness. Dinosaurin'.
I kind of imagine.
Why was
like,
that not in Animal Kingdom? That's crazy. In Dinosaur Land, USA?
just dinosaur? They didn't have the N.
I know, Dinosaurin'.
That doesn't appeal to me. I feel like dinosaur attractions get a lot of things around the world. I'm putting down at 5. Sorry.
Where did you put sports stadiums at?
4.
Oh, you okay.
He always apologizes when you put something at 5.
I'm going to do Dinosaur at 3. I think that would be a very, very cool one. And also, you got the good science theme there. I think that fits better with Epcot than Sports Stadium does.
All right, number 3, soaring around the Death Star.
Soaring around the Death Star. Gosh.
I wish I had a 6 right now.
Yeah.
I'll put it at 3. That's as low as I can put it. I don't see the appeal to that. Sorry, buddy. I know you're a big Star Wars fan.
I've already seen New Hope and Revenge of the Return of the Jedi, so I'm putting that at 5.
Okay. Number 4, soaring through tomorrow, soaring through the future.
Oh,
Number
Flying
1.
cars.
now you've
Number
got
1.
mine. Now you have my attention.
Number one, hands down.
I'm gonna go 2 there. I think Carter's always got a great one to end off
Yeah,
on.
he's gonna bomb us right here.
I just bombed you. I'm not even gonna lie. I actually switched these two because I wanted this one to be last. Number 5, Soarin' Through Magic Kingdom on October 1st, 1971.
Oh,
Boom.
man. I'm happy with my list.
What?
Number 2.
You wouldn't want the first day of Magic Kingdom
Over
over the future?
the future? I don't think so.
I think it'd be really cool.
I think it'd be so cool.
It would be really cool. It'd be so AI'd though. It would really frustrate me. But it'd be really, really cool to go through the original Magic Kingdom. It'd be weird having that in Epcot, but I think that'd be a really, really cool ride. I'm in.
That's a good idea, Carter.
Yeah, I feel really good about my list.
I wonder how many Imagineers listen to our podcast and are just like, these guys
Apparently none, because they haven't taken any of our ideas.
are on top of it.
Dude, they can't make the ride that quick, Carter.
We got this coming. Just go ahead and let y'all know. Start building anticipation now, but they're not. So
Awesome. That was a great card. That was a good blind ranking.
thank you.
But anyways, to end off world nature, for me, I love the land a lot more than the seas. I feel like I think I skip the seas almost now every time I go. Really, I don't even think my kids remember there's a Nemo ride. They may know about it. I don't think they go to it. I love living with the land, love soaring. I could do both. I could literally probably sit there and Figment and just do that for a day and be very happy.
Let me throw in the old man love for the seas. Before they converted it to Nemo and Friends and all that kind of stuff, you would go and you'd wait through the line, and where it's still there technically, there was basically an elevator that brought you from the top of the attraction down into the aquarium, almost like you were deep sea diving. And the lower you would get, you'd start seeing the fish, and all of a sudden you'd open it up and there you were in the aquarium. It was amazing. I remember that so distinctly. They used to have the old school divers in there with like the
Cyclops helmet.
yeah, like actual diving in there. Just as a kid, seeing an aquarium, for the first time of that magnitude, that was obviously not anything you'd seen anywhere else before. And so I think it was cooler then. Obviously, it's more prevalent now, but just give it a little shout out for the old man love for the seas.
I still like the aquarium a lot. I feel like every time you go in there, you see something new.
Righteous!
But yeah, so that's the 3 lands of that part of Epcot. I really do enjoy Epcot, and I know we've got a few more games coming up. So who's next?
Hello there.
Let's go with a little bit of valid or invalid. Sam, you go first.
Okay.
Epcot is the most adult park.
I would say yes. I think that has to do with the culture of World Showcase right now, especially with the drinking around the world, which again, we'll talk about in episode 30 a little more. That seems to be kind of like the quote unquote cool thing to do right now. So that definitely makes it a little more adult. And also some might say it's the most quote unquote boring park. I wouldn't say it's boring at all, especially now the rides are less learning and more about thrill rides and more fun. I think the only adult part of it is the drinking around the world. Otherwise, I think it's just about the same as every other park.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think we have to remember what it was designed to be to begin with. It was supposed to be a real city. It wasn't really supposed to be a theme park.
Sure.
And we'll get into that later when we talk about Walt's vision for what Epcot is. But his vision for that originally did not entail rides and that kind of thing. And Carter's alluded to this and when we talked about the People Mover. When you ride the People Mover, you can ride through and there is an actual city layout of what used to sit in Walt's office of what Epcot was going to be. And you see buildings, schools, churches, businesses, and it had the dome that would come all the way across. So you always had good weather for shopping and that kind of thing. But if I had young kids again, this would probably be their last choice. Carter, do you remember like being a kid? Were you excited about going to Epcot or not?
I mean, yeah, but I don't think I really had the expectation that was maybe intended either.
Yeah. The only one that would rival, I guess you would say, would be Animal Kingdom, just because there aren't as many kiddie rides there like there is in Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom.
See, I'm gonna push back a bit. I feel like Epcot has more kid rides than Hollywood. I mean, think about the big rides in Hollywood that kids can't ride.
What are you considering kiddie?
Every ride in Epcot kids can ride except for Guardians.
Like Test Track, I don't think that's geared toward kids. I don't think Mission Space is geared toward kids.
Well, sure.
Guardians is not. Spaceship Earth is not. The Seas, I wouldn't say is geared toward kids. Soarin's definitely not. And I don't even know that Figment is really, because they don't really even know what that is unless they just are big Disney fans.
Well, I feel like they made Figment more kiddie, right? The new one's more
to
kiddie.
Appeal.
Seas with Nemo and Friends. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm saying
I
like
see that.
the branding around the rides.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying by more kid friendly, I'm saying more kid friendly in terms of who can ride the rides, right? So in Hollywood, Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, Rise of Resistance,
Right.
Those are all the biggest 3 rides at the park. Kids under a certain height can't even ride them.
Right. I see your point.
I might even count World Showcase, all those rides, the couple rides there, three great rides kids can ride. But the only rides they can't ride is Mission Space and Guardians. And really, Guardians, I think, someone fact checked this. I think you can be shorter on Guardians than you can be on Rise of Resistance.
Didn't know that.
I think. Oh, it's higher. Cosmic's 42, Rise is 40. Dang, I got it wrong. I flipped it.
The modern day Epcot is mostly about eating, drinking, and buying merchandise. You know, and again, that's probably more geared toward the back with the World Showcase. But I just remember as a kid, when I saw Epcot, I thought future in every single way. And I don't know that I could say that anymore.
Dad, valid or invalid, Epcot has the best food.
Without counting World Showcase, I have to say invalid. Now, they have drastically improved this. When they redid Connections, and obviously even when the festivals are going, the festivals, that affects the front part of the park as well. When they have the little kiosk, I'd say it's definitely more variety, but I don't think it's better food overall than, say, Magic Kingdom. I'll say no.
Sam, valid or invalid, the park is too hard to navigate.
It's not too hard to navigate. It's just too big. If you don't have a plan, you're going to absolutely wear yourself out. And I feel like every time I make a plan at Epcot, it falls apart. It's consistently killed us. I know we went for deluxe hours last time and we were exhausted.
Yeah. Just the idea of having to get from Spaceship Earth all the way back to Remy and then back up to Guardians or
Nightmare.
whatever. Oh,
Nightmare.
man, that's a chore. Even if you took the friendship boats, that's a chore.
Even going from like Figment across to Guardians.
Right.
Feels like you are walking forever. I know Magic Kingdom. I know in my mind, I know Tomorrowland to Frontierland is probably the same distance. It feels so much different walking in Magic Kingdom than in Epcot.
Right.
One of my complaints about new Epcot is they've destroyed the middle part of the park with all these new things. They took away the fountains. It's just a bunch of blah.
Right.
And you walk just on hot concrete.
That's right.
With nothing, no real trees, no shade, no anything. There's like nothing in the middle of the park except for place to get your picture taken in front of the geodesic sphere.
And there's
That's
really
it.
not even like food, like hey, me pop in here and we have the Coke place and
Club Cool,
you can go inside of Connections, but just like passing through and getting an ice cream cone or, you know, some popcorn, I don't know that you can really say that you can do that. At least if you're walking all the way from, say, Tron over to Tiana's, there's so much in between there that you can engage with and interact with. If I'm walking from Soarin' over to Test Track, it's just a jaunt. Sorry.
Okay, last one. Valid or invalid, Soarin' is the most relaxing ride in all of Disney.
Invalid.
Yeah, invalid.
I'm going with Living with the Land.
Relaxing.
There's no more chill ride than that one, to me.
Living with the Land is just pure learning and pure chill. Just between those two. Now, I mean, obviously the rocking and the moving of Soarin' is gentle and great, but yeah, in between the Living with the Land all day.
Yep.
Our journey begins as dramatic and sudden changes are sweeping over the land.
I've got some questions as well, Carter.
Okay.
For both of you, where does Epcot rank?
It's my second favorite behind Magic Kingdom.
Really, more than Hollywood, really?
Yeah. Just because there's so much more to do.
I mean, I thought you'd say third.
Yeah. I don't know how to describe it. Like, Epcot just feels more Disney to me than Hollywood Studios. Like, I probably enjoy myself more, like have more fun in Hollywood, but there's just something about Epcot that's like timeless.
Yeah.
For me, I can't describe it. It's just it's just how it feels.
Yeah, I'm going to put it at 2 as well. And I'm not going to lie to you. Forever, this was number 1 for me, just because I have that many fond memories of it of it growing up with the whole nod to the future and science and nature. I was just always a huge I was always a fan of the seas, that kind of thing. But I do look forward to my Epcot day, but I would say that's probably geared more toward the fact that I get to bring in the World Showcase as well. If it was just the front, I don't know that it would be that high, but I'll still put it at 2 behind Magic Kingdom as well.
Where do you put it?
Oh, I'd say 2. Magic Kingdom and Epcot. 100%. I love Epcot. I'm not even including World Showcase. I still love the front part of Epcot. I really do. Mm-hmm. I love Figment, Soarin', Living with the Land. Cosmic is the best ride in all Disney World. Spaceship Earth is great. They've got a great frozen Coke stand right there by Cosmic. So for me, I do love the front part.
And I'll just remind you again, my favorite part of all of Disney World to be in is around that Walt the Dreamer statue with that music playing, almost like time stands still right there for whatever reason. Maybe it's a nostalgia thing. Maybe it's a aura thing. I don't know. That's just where I love to be.
I don't think there's a better 1-2 punch as far as like rides that are close together than Soarin' and Living with the Land.
That's a great point, Carter.
Yeah. And they are literally steps away. Mm-hmm. And I would say and these are a little farther apart, but you got Test Track and Cosmic.
Yeah.
100 feet away, which is pretty great as well. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Okay, so what attraction that we just mentioned of all these attractions needs a refurbishment the most?
Refurbishment, not burn it to the ground.
No,
stomp on it.
I don't want to burn it to the ground.
So not Mission Space. Okay.
Well, if you think Mission Space needs to be fixed or changed, that's fine.
I'm going to go with Spaceship Earth just because I do love it and I love the purity of it and the historical aspect, but it is kind of outdated. And I'm old enough to remember when it was other versions, even before this. I remember when the current version was new and just being mind blown that, they're putting our pictures in there and putting us on the map and all those things. And it was so interactive. But I think that part of it is what needs to be updated. I know they got some things in the works, but some consistency to how often it stops and breaks down and you're just kind of chilling there seems to happen more frequently. I can't imagine the upkeep on something like that with that many people going through it on a daily basis. But for me, I'm going to say Spaceship Earth.
Carl, what about
See,
you?
that ride for me, as a younger person, it's always weird for me to hear older people hate change so much. You think in church a lot, like with music. But that is 100% something for me that I'm like, I don't ever want that to change.
Is that kind of like your Carousel of Progress?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I think for me, the refurbishment that is needed the most, and this is going to really hurt. Well, not hurt. This one's fine too. I'm excited about the new Soarin' overlay. I think that's going to be great. I think Soarin' could use a refurb at some point with new video, maybe some updated graphics. And I know the screens have gotten a lot better, which is awesome. I'm going to say this is going to be controversial, but I think Figment could use that refurb again. Number one, I'm the biggest Eric Idle Monty Python fan that you'll know. So I love Eric Idle. He is perfect for that part, but it's time to redo the ride. Let's get some more excitement out there to Figment. We just need something more over there. I think it's too classic of a character for it to just glide away. We need it to be refurbed.
Honestly, I like the end part more than I like the ride itself. The interactive things that you can do, like
that needs to be redone as well.
Like I could see your kids just hanging out in there for 30 minutes, doing the music part and doing the Simon Says wall. There's so much to do in there. It's a great place. It's never too crowded. You have the character greed of Figment in there, so I almost want to ride the ride just so I can get to the back part and have fun in there because I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and you don't have to ride the ride to see that.
That's true. That's true.
I got one. I love the seas and the aquarium. They need a whale shark. When you go to Atlanta, in that aquarium, the only aquarium that has whale sharks, you sit in that big room for an hour.
It is really cool.
Mesmerized.
The one in Atlanta is awesome.
So I think they should put a whale shark in there.
So speaking, let me ask this question to y'all. This is what I want to have down. Jamie, you've already done Behind the Seeds.
Correct.
That is the behind the scenes VIP tour of Living with the Land.
Correct.
Would either of you do? You already know where I'm going, Carl. Where am I going?
I would not scuba dive.
You would not do the scuba diving in the
absolutely
tanks.
not.
Okay.
I'll
would.
watch them from afar.
I would. Honestly, probably my biggest fear in life is being in open water, like with sharks and stuff, but that's different to me.
Yeah.
I would do that. My brother's a big diver. He goes all over the world to do those kind of things and has a great time with it. And so I know he's talked about going there to do that. I would give it a try. I really would. I'm bummed that they took the dolphins out of there. That was always fun too, to kind of be interacting with them. But to answer your question, I would at least try it. I would.
Did you know? I don't know if you'll know this. I was going to say this for another episode. It's perfect right now. There's an episode of a very famous TV show that had a big part of its show in the seas.
You're going to say it and I remember it because I feel like I've heard something about this.
Boy Meets World.
Didn't know that.
Never
Yeah.
mind.
So in this far-fetched episode, Corey just books himself a plane ticket to go meet Topanga in Walt Disney World at Epcot.
Okay.
And they meet at the seas because Topanga's doing like the scuba diving and stuff. It's a great episode. It's season 3, episode 21. If you have not watched it, they actually have a nice embrace in front of the Fountain of Nations, which of course is gone now.
gone.
But rewatch the episode just to see the old Epcot vibes. It's worth it.
it.
It's worth it for that.
I bet.
Okay, so a couple more questions, just real quick, and then we'll move on. What attraction is the most underrated attraction in Epcot?
I think it's Living with the
I
Land.
about to say, outside of this podcast, it's definitely Living with the Land.
I just think it encompasses so much, and my appreciation for it grew even more after we did the tour.
Yeah.
Just to see what goes in on that. It's not just a bunch of stuff that they are randomly planting to look cool. All those things serve a purpose. All the scientific aspects of it, just really, really cool. And the older I get, the more of that kind of stuff I just appreciate. I don't know. I'm sure most kids just ride that and get bored. We had the story of Hadley falling asleep on it, that type of thing. But I think it's Living with the Land, man.
Yeah.
I really do.
I agree.
Great ride. All right, 2 more. What attraction in Epcot would be better suited for another park?
You got to take Guardians out.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It just doesn't fit.
Totally agree.
What park? Where would you put it?
I'd put it right in Hollywood. I would
bet.
start a Marvel wing.
See, I think that's why they didn't put it in Hollywood, just so they wouldn't have to start a Marvel wing. because Disneyland already has it.
Yeah.
And so there's this weird contractual agreement with Marvel where they can't use like Spider-Man on the East Coast. Did you know this? Like
I know there's all kinds of crazy stuff with Spider-Man rights.
All kind of weird stuff. And a lot of it has to do with Universal Studios and all that. So there's a reason they have Guardians over there. And Epcot had to open space, basically is what it was. So they were already building Galaxy's Edge. So they didn't have any really area. I get it though. It's not an Epcot ride.
In my opinion, I think they've gone far too much into the space aspect of Epcot right now, or current Epcot.
That's not the future to you. Mm-mm. You don't see the future as space.
Like space has its own kind of branch off of the future, but I think they've gone far too much into it.
And one more, what ride in another park should be an Epcot? And I think there's only one answer.
Only because I know we've talked about this before, so I don't want to steal your thunder on that one.
No. You say whatever you think.
And I agreed with you that day, even though it's an icon in Magic Kingdom, but it's Carousel of Progress, just because it's talking about the progression of history and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something else since we already said that, but I think you should just switch Carousel and Guardians, like switch their places, and I think that'd be perfect.
Whoa.
Or take out Mission Space and put it in the Astro Orbiter.
Okay. I can see myself not doing either of those. I really do think Mission Space would be a better Tomorrowland ride.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like...
See, Tomorrowland is space, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, they've marketed that so well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they just kind of ran out of stuff to do in Epcot, right?
Yeah.
Well, those are my questions about Epcot.
Awesome.
To infinity and beyond.
All right, guys. So we've kind of alluded to this in a couple different capacities, but we're going to talk real quick. And this is just going to be kind of an open discussion about Walt's original vision, what he intended for Epcot, and what he actually wanted. We're going to break this up in a couple different parts. So just want you to kind of fire off, give me your just initial thoughts, and we'll kind of move through this. But let's start at the beginning. What was Walt's actual vision for Epcot? There's a really famous video. Sam was talking about it earlier before we came on, just about that was actually filmed 2 weeks before his death, where he laid out the vision for Epcot and explain what it was. You can go on YouTube, you can find that, because I promise you it wasn't Spaceship Earth, it wasn't Test Track, it wasn't Guardians of the Galaxy. It was supposed to be a real city. It wasn't supposed to be a theme park. He envisioned 20,000 residents living and working in an actual functioning city with that emphasis on community. He wanted to solve urban problems, pollution, crime. And I remember he had the quote in there. I don't know if you remember this, Sam, but he said, Epcot will always be in a state of becoming, which means it'll never be complete.
Never be complete.
Which was kind of his mantra with Disney World or Disney in general as well. But Sam and Carr, do you think Walt City would have actually worked, or do you think it was too idealistic? You go first, Sam.
Too idealistic. Probably, if anybody could have made it work, it would have been Walt Disney.
Do you think it was almost like ahead of its time? That mentality, that idea?
No, I mean, I think that communal style of living was already being done on a smaller level, especially like in the Northeast or in California, like communes and everything. I think what Walt Disney really hated was he hated disorder, right? He hated confusion and hated mess, right? So he hated garbage. He hated traffic. And this idealistic city where everyone would work together, would have easy transportation, would have a beautiful landscapes, would have perfect opportunities for people to live with better education systems, right? Yeah. He didn't like the way things were done. So in that case, he was ahead of his time. More project-based learning where kids are going to learn in new ways and working with their hands and also getting to see these cool things.
Yeah, that's a great point, Sam. No cars were going to be allowed in Epcot. It was going to be people movers.
Yep.
It was going to be monorails, just like he had. Underground delivery systems. All roads were going to be underground so that people would be free to be pedestrians on that surface level. So again, that part, to me, that's ahead of its time.
Yeah. And definitely things that we are doing now. Public transportation obviously has been used for hundreds and hundreds of years throughout the world. But this idea that there's going to be no cars, just banning cars in general, it reminds me of a college campus nowadays, right, where there's no cars. Everybody gets to walk around and be safe and be free. I think that's a really, really cool concept. I also really, really like the concept of the way that they're going to sustain themselves through futuristic farming and the way in which they're going to be self-sufficient.
Right. And I would challenge you to go back and watch that and just listen to the passion in his voice when he narrates that. And I think you can really see it wasn't just an idea for him. It was something he was ready to commit fully to.
Absolutely. If you hear what he says that Epcot is the heart of the Florida project.
That's right.
So it wasn't Magic Kingdom.
Right.
It was Epcot. That's what he wanted to do more than anything.
Let's move to part 2, why Walt's vision did not come to fruition and what got built instead. So obviously Walt dies in December of 1966 and the Disney company is left with this massive, ambitious plan. Why didn't they build Walt City? I think you could argue that Disney would struggle without him to actually run a city. Running a city is far different than, say, running a government or that kind of thing. Who would handle the police? Who would handle, some of the public aspects that are so necessity? What happens when residents break the rules? There's a lot of aspects of that probably most people don't think about. You think, oh yeah, everybody's going to live in Disney World, but there's more to it, Carter. What do you think?
I think the idea is great. I just don't think it would have worked. You have to want to experience something like that. Like, I think if you go to Disney World, you're not going for that kind of thing, especially like the common person. But I think the more you kind of learn about the intricacies, the heart behind everything that's done, I think you grow a greater appreciation for it. If you've noticed, like everything we talked about that we love about Epcot is exactly what Walt was thinking. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people would subscribe to that. If you were to lay out what we're laying out, I think they're kind of turned off to that, to the idea of it at least.
You also look at Roy. Roy is the money guy, the practical guy. When he takes over the company, I feel like they just immediately, and it's not no one's fault. They just began to downsize what Epcot was going to be. Magic Kingdom wasn't even completed. So they're working on Magic Kingdom. Again, Magic Kingdom was built on time and under budget. So they did a really, really good job of Magic Kingdom. And then now you have this humongous plan for Epcot, which just was not feasible without Walt. And I feel like you have to have that driving force. The dreamer's got to be there to fulfill his promise and his dream. And that one man's dream just was not enough to take it to where Walt really wanted it to be.
That's good, Sam. I think early Epcot tried to honor that in a lot of ways. You had Horizons, which showed that futuristic living of underwater and space colonies and that kind of thing. The University Living Seas explore that ocean technology. I mean, there was a lot of aspects I think they tried to with the whole corporate sponsorships, which is still a core value of Disney to have these sponsored, like Chevrolet's sponsoring Test Track right now. So it's definitely, I think it's probably something in between, if we're being honest, if we're being a little gracious in it. Moving it to a theme park, obviously that's what we know it as, and so I think that's what we're comfortable with. Let's move to our next section. What do you think Walt would love about Epcot today? If he were to come as a guest, what would he like?
He would like living with the land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'd like the seas. Look, I think we are naive to not say Walt wouldn't love what Epcot is. I think Walt would love what all of his parks were, because I think Walt just would enjoy seeing creative people do creative things. I don't think he would like the way in which things are ordered. Again, I'm not Walt's best friend. I don't know his inside and out, but I can't imagine he would hate it.
Right.
I think people are talking, oh, it's just a disgrace to Walt Disney. Well, we can argue if it's a disgrace to what he dreamed, but I think we would be naive to say he wouldn't love it.
Right. I agree with you. I think living with the land would be one of the highlights of it. Growing food in those greenhouses, I think you'd like that. Even though we're not talking about it too much today, the international cast members in the World Showcase, I think he'd be all about that.
Absolutely.
11 different countries and having the people that are in those countries actually be from there. The festivals, just bringing people together, I think he would be a big fan of that. Spaceship Earth, still teaching through the value of those animatronics. I think he'd be all about that. And so I definitely agree with you. We need to be a little gracious with that. There are lots of things that I think he would like. Carter, you think we missed anything?
No, it's just kind of unfortunate, I guess, because that as a whole is going away in Disney World. Like, people want more Trons. People want more Guardians. They don't want more Carousel Progresses or lands or, those kind of things. And so we might be looking back 20 years from now and saying, it all kind of went away, and make it more special to know that we got to experience it.
Yep. Yeah, there's that funny sarcastic line in Cosmic Rewind where Star-Lord says, Epcot, it's awesome. I went there as a kid. I can't wait to go back and get to ride Horizons. Mm-hmm. I also want to see the energy dinosaurs. And of course, hear the veggie fruit, which if you don't remember, that's from the Land Pavilion. But there's that really, it's that funny little throwback.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, we're like, hey, this is what used to be here.
Yeah.
And now we have this theme park ride. Yeah. And those things that he mentioned are the very theme park ride things.
So our final thoughts on that, just honoring Walt's legacy moving forward. I've already mentioned it 3 times just in today's episode. I love how they honored him with the Walt the Dreamer aspect and just kind of bringing all that together. I love that idea of seeing all the way from Spaceship Earth all the way to the back of the park. So what's your verdict? Should Disney try to return Epcot to Walt's vision? or do you think it's gone too far now that it's impossible? Can you ever recapture Walt's vision, Carter?
I think there's a happy medium. I think you can honor what he was about, what he stood for, what his dream was, while also modernizing. Honestly, I'm more of the opinion of keep it closer to his dream of what he thought than the newer, flashier things, because there's enough of that in the world.
The cynic in me is definitely going to say the Disney Corporation is about money, and they're going to do whatever it takes to make money. They're raising ticket prices all the time. They're going to continue to create rides. They're going to drive new customers, continue to bring in, to buy a bunch of IP and infest the parks, especially Epcot with IP, which I don't think is what Disney really would have wanted. Yet, at the same time, I do think that there are so many allusions to what Walt Disney wanted. I really do think that the people in charge, at least of Epcot, try to ride the balance and try to keep Walt's dream alive while also keeping it modern. Yeah. And I think really the coolest thing, I don't know if you knew this, but you can email all the park executives, right? Each park has its own executive. I know, Jamie, what didn't we meet at Hollywood?
We did. She wasn't quite that high, but she was pretty. Yeah, she was like number 4.
Yeah, which is crazy, right? They're at the parks all the time. They will hear your feedback and they will call you.
Oh yeah, and have a conversation.
They will literally, and we'll talk to you for half an hour. That's so if you have an issue with Epcot, send them an email. You never know if they'll call you.
That's right.
And I do think that they are, of all the parks, I think Epcot is the one with people in charge that are more attuned to what Walt wanted with their specific park.
So in kind of wrapping this up and closing, Walt's Epcot, it was his final big dream, the project that he believed would be his true legacy beyond entertainment. And while we didn't get his actual literal city, the park that bears his vision's name has given millions of people inspiration, wonder, and fun, and a belief that tomorrow can be better than it can be today. Is modern Epcot perfect? Absolutely not. Has it lost some of Walt's soul? Probably. But the fact that we're sitting here in 2025 on our 25th episode passionately debating Walt Disney's vision for the future, that means his dream is still alive, in my opinion. So that means we still care about innovation. We still care about being optimistic and building a better tomorrow. And maybe that's the real legacy of Epcot, guys. Not what it is, but what it inspires us to dream about. Walt would probably be disappointed in some of what Epcot has become, but I think he'd be proud that people still believe in the power of imagination and innovation to create a better future, and that's worth celebrating. What are your final thoughts before we sign off?
I think that's it. The what comes next. It's up to us. I know that sounds super cheesy, especially coming from me. That's like more of a you thing to say, but that's it in his essence. He was an inspirational person who wanted to, get the best and the most out of people around him, and so having things like that to keep that on your mind. And I think they do a really good job of honoring him, like more than just the literal statue. It's everywhere, not just in Epcot. You see it more in Epcot because I think that he was so close to that. He was close to Magic Kingdom, but like he seemed more in tune with Epcot, or he would have been had he, stayed alive.
Yeah, I think people, Disney fans in general, when I think of things that Disney people care about and get upset about, I think about original things that are taken out of Magic Kingdom. I think of stuff like the Muppets. Yeah. Because Jim Henson, I think that creative force of Jim Henson is someone people care about. And then Epcot. I don't think, no one's like fighting over, I don't know these people. There might be like 3. They're like super upset about Dinosaur and Dinoland USA. But Epcot, Muppets, and the Magic Kingdom, I think all those things have such a hold over people that are Disney fans. Those things are the ones that are almost untouchable. And when things change, that's when people get kind of riled up. And I think that shows the genius of Epcot. Right. Because people care about it so much.
Yeah. Well said. Well, thanks for listening, guys. 25 episodes. It's been a really amazing time, and I look forward to 25 more. But just to know that we get to share it with each other makes it so awesome. If you're listening, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to download, share, all those things that help make us grow. And who knows what this could turn into in another 25 episodes. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. And remember, there's always room for one more in the Big Mouse House.
Whoa.
Shout out our live studio audience.
Whoa, hey, calm down, guys.
Guys.
I know they're incredible. They are incredible.
You make the machine go stinky.
He makes the machine go stinky.
Okay, Uncle Jamie, do you remember that
I think
ride?
you probably are talking about Figment.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Good job, Hadley.
Okay.
Okay, so first we're riding in the Sphinx, and we're really thinking we're in space, but there's a big monster, and it shoots us back with a rock.
I'm with you. I don't like this one either. And because of that, I'm going to say Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Okay.
Hadley, you're a great describer.
She loves Epcot. She wanted a segment, so she got a little segment on Epcot
Good
today.
job, sister. We're proud of you.
That's the Dream Finder.
No, that's terrifying is what that is. Hey, welcome to the Big Mouse house.
Oh
This is I'm just kidding.
Awful. Hey, let's go back and forth. We'll do one word. Back and forth. We'll do the intro.
Welcome
Back
to
the
Big
Mouse.
House.
It's
Episode
25.
Nickel.
Not.
God help us all.
It's silver, not nickel.
Oh, duh.
And a quarter is 25. What are you talking about?
I don't know why I said nickel. I meant silver.
Today. Okay, here we go. Today
We
are
going
to
talk
about
one
park
in
Walt Disney World. 3 words. Florida,
Orlando
This is what happens when I let you guys do the intro right here.
called
experimental
Prototype
community
of
tomorrow.
Epcot.
Epcot.
That's pretty good. That wasn't bad. Oh, yeah. Oh.
He's finally figuring out how to work it.
Okay.
That's how Epcot's got the big mouse. Da-na-na-na-na.
Man,
I don't think he's going to use that.
I got a better one.
I think we're going to leave and he's going to do another intro. If that's not the intro, I'm never doing this podcast again.
Welcome back.
The third time you said that, oh Lord, hang on, turn this off.
Welcome back to the Big Mouse house. Today,
Check. Okay.
Really?
Frick, man, jeez.
Did y'all not hear my deep voice?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We did. We just ignored it and moved on.